Yo, this is Chris Gotti Lorenzo, and we're back here at Giving Them the Business, me and my partner, Don Dinero.
You already know, Mr. Money for the Gringos.
Yes.
Hola.
Que hola, que hola. We're here again with a dear guest, but before we do that, I want to make sure you guys keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for all the emails and everything you send in. Yvette, my producer, is working hard, getting back to everybody and responding. If you want to get on, keep contacting her, and we're going to keep making it happen so we can keep bringing in great content and great guests like we have here today. And this is a personal friend, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I'm so glad you came in and made it today. Man, this is Julius B.
Garcia. Yes, sir. OG. Appreciate you.
Land division. Land division.
Land division's in
That's
effect.
right. Land division.
All good, man. Just, you know, I wanted to, again, we here to always educate the people. I just wanted to bring in your professional aspect of what you do in your career and why you're here. You know, people want to know when they see people, because I don't maybe necessarily have all of the biggest name people, right, or notoriety of people, but people like yourself, even myself, we was always behind the scenes,
right,
and making things happen. So let's get started from the beginning of when you first started in the music industry.
Right.
Let's start there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So
where are you from first?
I was born not too far from here. I'm from the Lower East. Born on the Lower East Side, Bellevue Hospital. You know what I mean? Lower East Side on this side. But I was raised in the Bronx, South Bronx.
Okay.
McKinley Projects, 163rd, Trenton Ave, from the South Bronx.
I know
not too far from Yankee Stadium.
Had a few tings over there.
Yeah. So, you know, basically I just grew up in the mix. You know, in the mix. I'm an '80s baby, so you know we grew up in the mix of like the music and the rap and the hip hop shit really taking off. You know, Fat Joe lived across the street in Forest Projects. From, you know what I mean? So right just seeing all of that unfold, it really just early on became like an aspiration, because I just wanted to be. I was never really liked growing up in the projects. Like from a kid, sometimes some kids is like accepted. Sometimes you just like you're not feeling the cheese line already. I was like, this ain't for me. You know what I mean? It was too long, the line. So I was like,
you know, with that being said, I love hearing everyone's starting story, because we all are very similar in what drove us to success.
Right.
And then I always want to let the people and the kids out there hear that, because they have to understand you could get out of all these situations. Right. And you're about to explain your situation, how you got out of that.
That's a fact. So basically had to get out that situation. And I basically had got an opportunity to go to a performing arts junior high school in Harlem when I was came right out of 6th grade, my regular public school. So that helped me to not go to my regular junior high school.
Your zone
my zone school. That took me out the zone. So that was like my first break into being exposure to performing artists. I wasn't a performing artist though. Right. I just knew I liked the business, be around, around it, really. I just wanted to make money, but I liked the culture of where it was going. The hip hop shit was real exciting. Right. You know what I'm saying? So basically I dropped out of school early, like I finished 9th grade. And that was it. You know what I mean? I entered like just wanting to, I never liked school. Never
went to school.
I went.
No, like college.
No, 9th grade.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I never went to school after that. Yeah, I finished 9th. And I basically entered just being on my own. Yeah. Left home 16, 17, just basically my cousins and family was always in the street like hustling, so it was easy to get a job, you know what I'm saying? So they put me on, and then and I aspired, I had aspirations, because they was getting money or whatever. So basically just hustle in the street, and then basically I got an opportunity to I was trying to figure out how to get into the industry. I didn't know how, you know what I'm saying? And
What was that first opportunity?
It was the first opportunity was my man was the OG Rob Love.
Rob Love, shout out Rob Love, man.
Yeah, so Rob Love, like I was living in Queens with my grandmother at the time in East Elmhurst, and
I didn't know this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, 96th Street, 30th Ave. So I was out there hustling too, all city, Bronx. Went to junior high school, Harlem. It's in Queens, you know what I mean? All becoming an all city kid, you know what I'm saying? And basically, one of the kids, regular kids that didn't have to hustle, they just had a regular life. I would see him walk by every day with the posters and all that.
Rob Love.
And one day, I had to shake him down. Yo, what you got there? What's those? He had the Def Jam posters.
It's crazy, right, Dex?
He had the Def Jam posters. So I'm like, yo, I need you to put me on or whatever. He's like, he didn't want to put me on. But that's I went on one of my little lunch breaks. Evan Hustlers, we eat lunch too sometimes. So we went to the library, got on the internet, AOL joint, looked up Def Jam, called. Rob Love answered the phone on the first ring. He picked up his own phone.
Wow.
Yeah, but Rob Love. I was like, oh shit, god damn, yo, what's good? I want to be, what up? Street teams. He's like, yo, come down to whatever Spring Street. Tonight. Street, Spring. It was the grand opening day of Fat Farm store.
Oh, Fat Farm, yes.
So they was opening.
That's on Spring.
Yeah, they was opening the Fat Farm for the first day. So I was like, oh shit. I got down there, boom, they give me flyers and all that. I'm like, damn, I didn't really want a handout. I said street team, but I didn't really mean street team. I just was saying that to get in the building, but didn't really want to give out flyers. I thought I was a manager already because I had my little rappers and you know what I mean, my cousins, my real street team that I was managing of aspiring rappers that I'm trying to get them in the building too, just regular homies or whatever, right? So I'm basically met on my first day. I met a manager. Like I met my man Universal, who was working for Mark Pitts on the first day.
Shout out Mark.
Yeah, shout out Mark Pitts. And basically he was working for Mark. I told him on the first day, yo, I don't really want to be on the street team. You the manager for this group. I want to be a manager. And he told me like they pull up, like he fucked with me. So he fucked with me. And I had to follow up with him a lot for like a year though. Like I was still fucking with Def Jam.
Yeah.
Followed up with him, and then I wound up getting an opportunity to he was running Mark Pitt's management right after Biggie passed, God bless his soul, and they had just signed Shine and all that. So I was like, he said, yo, I got an intern already for management, but you could be an intern for the executive assistant. I'm like, damn, that's not really what I wanted to do again. but I got to be the executive assistant intern for Mark Pitts. So I got to start plugging him on all his phone calls and listening in. And
opened up
everything. Yeah, and then he let me drive.
You're educating and learning.
Yeah, he let me be his driver after that. So then I started driving, basically just driving, and I didn't have no other value really.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm from the street. He gave me a chance. I came in there with an army fatigue on.
Everything. When you're doing the driving, because when I have my drivers, you're around everything. The beauty was Mark ran his office in the car. Yes.
So all the meetings took place in the car. You would pull up to the offices, they'd come down, drive, you played shit on the West Side Highway, the whole album, come back, circle back down to FDR Drive, run through the whole city, drop you back off. An hour and a half, we done did the whole meeting.
We all was the exact same, man. It's crazy.
So, Rolodex on the front windshield, and we was, you know what I mean? Laptops on the
But the driver
seat.
got to actually, you had to fully trust your drivers. Just because I know you at the time you was probably thinking, driver, that's not what I want to do. But that's like your family. Like your driver is so personal. All my drivers.
I got a quick question. How old were you around that time when you're driving?
I was 19 years old. I barely had a driver's license. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, barely had my driver's license.
Just got your license.
Just had my license, driving the road. We was driving nice.
Nah, no
question. You know what I mean? And then basically I was Mark's assistant. You know what I'm saying? Wound up living with him for a few years. He had to pay, you know what I'm saying? Come learn, adjust my lifestyle. He basically gave me a chance to get out of the life I was in and gave me an opportunity because I was real rough around the edges.
Shout out Mark one more time.
Yeah,
man.
2-3 more times. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's a
saying.
big fact.
And then
we all need that one person, boys. Everyone.
Trust.
No, you've been that. I mean, not gonna, but you've been that for a lot of people. So
And what's Mark's partner's name?
Wayne Barrow too.
Wayne Barrows.
Yeah.
That's again.
Wayne's
That's
my
we went
guy.
to Cuba with
Yeah.
Wayne.
Man, Wayne.
Yeah. Shout out Wayne.
Right.
Yo.
Yeah. Shout out Wayne too. So basically from there I basically started working with Mark. We started doing my own thing, trying to really I like doing it, but I still was like itching to do other things. Started doing other deals with like my cousin True Life from that.
True Life.
Yeah, my cousin True Life. We had.
It's crazy how small of a world.
He
this
said
is.
LES. First thing I was gonna say was True Life.
Yeah. So cousin True basically helped me kind of segue into doing some other deals because he had brought me into his situations he had with like Loud Records and DreamWorks. So it was kind of cool because I got to deal with like the big executives now.
Yeah.
Whereas with Mark, it was still like
family.
it was family, but I couldn't really. It was hard to go past the Like I'm big on the protocol. So I wouldn't even speak out of turn. I wasn't trying to work at no other labels.
Understood.
I was strictly blood in, blood out, and
Yeah.
I still am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, that's that. And we did a bunch of deals. Wound up circling back with Mark again. You know what I'm saying? Start learning the game better. Finally.
So with Mark, what was the artist? His big artist was he dealing with?
So when I first got him, first got there, we had Shine.
Shine.
Yeah, we had Shine, but Mark had like his own label deal that it wasn't nothing went too crazy off the label side, but they wound up bringing Mark in after the L.A. Reid because he had his deal through LaFace, but when L.A. took over Clive shit at Arista, he made Mark the executive vice president. So then we had, God bless her soul, like Left Eye, Usher, you remind me, it was like that era, you know what I'm saying? So it was just really being around the greatness at that time and having an acumen for greatness and like adjusting my bar to A-list talent, you know what I'm saying? And learning how to work with new artists and work with my brother Memph Hits when he signed, T-Pain and all that. And then Mark signed Chris Brown and Sierra. And, we doing all the Usher albums, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get my feet in my own feet because, like I said, the protocol was running me, you know what I mean? Because you could be loyal to a fault, too, you know what I'm saying?
So plant your own flag.
So it was like I basically, when the Miguel.
You pay your dues, but you was ready to kind of reap a little bit of the benefits, too.
So I started trying to do that with Miguel more, you know what I'm saying? And I took more of a owning that project. But then, when J. Cole, when we found J. Cole, you know what I'm saying, he was like a cold caller. He was cold calling at the time at his newspaper or whatever in Queens. And when my man Kirk had brought it in, it was like shit was just, it was epic. And I'm like, damn, I don't want to let another situation pass where it's like I'm not locking in with the talent. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you don't lock in,
somebody
locked out. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gonna lock in.
Out. No,
somebody locking in. No, if you don't lock in, somebody locking in.
You odd man out. He's right.
So I just locked in. You know what I mean? I seen just what everybody else at the time had seen. Mark and Jay and everybody else, and Mark brought him up to do the deal with Jay. But Mark's also president of the thing, and Mark gives so many opportunities to artists, and he let us do our thing. You know what I'm saying? And then it just helping to build the team around Cole, and then helping them build the Dreamville shit out, and then
amazing work.
Yeah, helped
Shout out J. Cole.
Yeah, helped like kind of bring them
Amazing
around the block
talent.
the first 2 or 3 times. Different parts of the world. Like help break them in London and overseas, and like just a lot of places I really knew that we could go. He might have just not known, or they didn't know about it. But just expose it to them once or twice, and they caught on real quick.
I look at the industry, and someone like a J. Cole was done so well.
Right.
I remember when he first started, we would have meetings and be in places together. And,
right.
And he signed with Rock Nation.
Right.
And he was thinking how Jay's going to help, and we was like, Jay's not going to do that. You got to figure that out. And Jay was like, I told you. Like Jay was there. It was Jay, Beyonce, myself, Irv, and Cole.
They make you figure it
And
all
he
the
was
way
like,
out.
But he heard it from Irv and myself. Like, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to do it. I'm not gonna do it for you. That's Jay's stance.
Yeah, they'll take them
People
training
sign
wheels
to these
off.
big artists or labels and think they're gonna help them in that capacity. No, they got to do it. And what you guys did with him is incredible.
Right.
Like that's what I mean. Like, because he was very much confused in the beginning.
Right.
He completely understands who he is now, and that's what all these artists got to figure out. They got to find themselves the same way, and it takes sometimes a little bit of humble pie when you're first starting to get to that point, you know. And he did it with nothing but grace and like, man, I can't say a bad word about that man. He's great.
Right. Likewise.
Yeah, and it's just good. And it's amazing you're here because you was part of that process with him.
Right. So we did the first 3 albums, and we helped build the company and the team out. Dreamville, and then once that was sturdy enough, it was like trying to do it again, really, right, with somebody else. So it's like really, I had at that point though, I also wanted to learn how to do other things in other spaces. So I went Jordan Feldstein, God bless his soul, Jonah Hill's brother. You know, he was managing Maroon 5. He managed Maroon 5. He brought me on to be the president of his company, Career Artist Management. It was through Live Nation, Artist Nation, and to help run Adam Levine's label. So just to learn the pop side of the business, and also to learn, because with Mark, I learned a lot about management, the heart and soul of management, right? But there was still like a lot of there's a whole bigger picture of management that have no heart. And so it's big business, but it's good to still know it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to not just be a heart and soul guy. I wanted to know what it was like. You know, I wanted to go swim with the sharks too and see like, okay, how do I maneuver amongst this echelon of management, which is like what I call managing managers. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I learned at, you know, Live Nation and Artist Nation, and with Jordan Feldstein, God bless his soul, was just the managing of managers.
Yeah,
you know
there's so many levels to this shit as you grow and see.
Yeah.
It's so many different possibilities to
Crazy
go
journey,
into. As you're looking to develop or grow your own personal career, you're finding out all these different areas you want to really. Well, I like that. I tell young people all the time, try shit.
Well, you know,
you never know that's gonna click with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
and that's basically your story. You're telling me all of these different, like, it's amazing. You're turning here, turning there, and you're figuring out what you want and how you got there. And again, what I'm hearing, and I'm sure everyone else is hearing, is the wealth of information and knowledge you got along the way, you know, of how you got to these things.
I'm also hearing, you know, there's so many ways to contribute to hip hop without being in front of the camera,
right,
and being the main guy. But you do need the main guy in order to be successful. And what I realized from a management, and you know that you got blessed with your brother, right? In a sense, you know, where it's blood in, blood out, but he's your brother, one of the best in the world. Like, that was a whole different, but you also seen him grabbing a jar. You've seen the Ashantis come in the door. You've seen that. But for an executive, right? But when I hear him speak, it's dope, because I tell, you know, when you tell these young kids who, they might start off as an artist, but you never know. As long as you attack that dream. He didn't start off as an artist. His thing was straight from the door. He knew what he wanted. But he had to kind of pay dues and let me get in the room first and let me figure this out. That's kind of the way it works. But it's dope to hear it on that end. So when kids are listening, say, hey, you can be a manager. You don't have to. Everyone doesn't have to grab the mic. You feel me? They don't have to. There's so many positions. When you get in the business, you start realizing that really a lot of these people behind make either, if not more, the same amount of money as either some of you. Because as a manager, I could be involved in 5 projects at the same time, getting X amount of, whether it's management percentage or whatever. So it's dope to hear that from your end. Right. So these kids know this. You can do.
Steve Lobel, he had a saying. Steve Lobel is one of his dear friend, great exec.
Right.
Likewise. And he was part of like Nipsey Hussle, but his expression is, the coach outlasts the player.
Coach lasts longer than the player.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you think of what he means by that is, think of these executives, they're still running the company, but think of how many artists popped off, died down, new artists gone, and they're still running the company, chugging along.
Some artists become coaches.
That's how I look at it. It's like you could do so many other things than just being an artist if you want to be in this business with a passion.
I mean, everyone from your brother to Jay, the ones that have taken the torch to be an artist have only grown because they've decided to go outside the box and invest in different companies, or and at the same time, it doesn't hurt Jay's resume to have a J. Cole, a Kanye, a Rihanna on his resume under the umbrella. Because when you said Jay's not gonna do it for you, you signed to Rock Nation, already got you a little couple of doors open, brother. What
That's
else?
right.
You want me to write you around? You feel me? So Jay had to kind of, and I say J. Cole, JC had to kind of, JC and not the Jay-Z. So J. Cole had to earn it. But anyone in our position would do that.
That's right.
I already signed you, brother. What else can we do? So that's when the team comes in. You mentioned the team that they don't know. All right, what's the game plan? How? Because the artists don't really, they know. They kind of have an idea of their sound, but when you line them up with the right producer, or you bring them, you line them up, say, no, listen, we're not shooting the video like this. Let's do it differently. Everyone's doing it this way. Let's do it. Because I think what makes JJ is not just the lyrical content. When you look at, he's not trying to outshine you. He's not putting up with the flat, you get what I'm saying? Like when you look at him, he don't, compared to you don't know how much money he has. And he's probably got a lot more money than everyone else but he's not talking. So it's a different sell. You're not selling a drill artist. You're selling someone who can rap. So you have from a lyrical content, he's constantly hitting you with something. So,
And he's balling now.
But he was always a baller.
No, but I want him to start a team in these leagues. Yeah.
I want to take him
to it and get a team with him.
That's where it's at.
That's the evolution for him. Once I seen him take it so serious to be out there basketball professionally, what's the next step? Like, I think he should own a team. And it doesn't need to necessarily be
you know what I say?
an NBA team. There's so many leagues. And I want him to come start one right here with like just a street ball league.
Right.
Come play a game with.
Well, that's why I got him involved too with the collective now that we're doing with St. John's. But
that leads right into your next. Again, you're not satisfied with all these things you did in music. That's not the end of you. Like, you still want more. You still could do that at any time. And that's what people got to learn when you have this knowledge and this information, this wisdom on how to do things and relationships that you build. You go step in whenever you're ready, step out. That's what I do. I step into all these different areas because I have all these relationships now and knowledge in these different spaces. I step in when I want to step out, but now it's all about you. So your next endeavor is with NIL.
Right. Well, it's really with sports overall. It's just really it's really just like the evolution of management, still just into different arenas. So it's like when you're doing music, you also looking at TV film. Yes. Like, oh shit, I want to tap into TV film. You're looking at other like verticals.
I just left a meeting earlier today with the Players Association, and they have an initiative that they want to create. And me talking now is you're gonna partner with me with this, and it's gonna be